This video is brought to you by Imi Ramen Noodles. Click the link in the description below and use our code PASTAGRAMMAR to get free shipping on Imi's best-selling variety pack. My wife, Ava, like many Italians, is pretty particular about her pizza.
Disgusting. It's full of oil. The dough is full of oil. My hands are full of oil.
I always just sort of assumed that the idea of frozen pizza would horrify her, which is why I was surprised to learn recently that not only is she quite used to eating frozen pizza in Italy, she's actually a pretty big fan of the idea, but she's never tried American frozen pizza. So today I thought I would give her several of the most common frozen pizzas here in the US to see what she thinks. Okay, Ava, are you ready for your first American frozen pizza?
I'm ready, Harper.
The first pizza I've chosen for Ava to review today is DiGiorno. I chose to go just with a cheese pizza because in general today I want to keep the toppings really simple and unbiased.
So, this is a 4 cheese, which means 4 formaggi. So I don't really understand why in the photo there is some tomatoes, because usually 4 formaggi is completely white. Maybe they made a mistake. To cook this pizza, we need to preheat the oven at 400 degrees, bake for 20 minutes. It's a long time for a frozen pizza. And enjoy. I don't know, but it seems that here I see some tomatoes.
4 cheese for us just means like 4 cheeses, but it's always with tomato sauce. It's not white. It's just what we would call a cheese pizza, which is sort of like what you would call a margarita, except usually without basil.
Here there is a lot of cheese, but a lot of cheese. There is written mozzarella, parmesan, asiago, and romano. Here I don't really see any difference between these 4 cheese. Il formaggio qua è tutto uguale, non c'è nessuna differenza. The cheeses start to burn on the side. That's normal, Harper. It's burned.
That actually looks pretty normal for a DiGiorno.
To me, it looks like the consistency looks like a focaccia, more than a pizza.
They're very thick.
Maybe too thick to be a pizza. As we say in Italy, l'hai voluta la bicicletta, Eva? E mo pedala. Okay, the bottom doesn't look very bad. It looks a little bit fake, but it doesn't look very, very bad. The crust here, it could be worse. Though. You can see some hole. It's thick and it's heavy. When usually a real pizza, a slice is very light. Doesn't smell horrible. Buon appetito! The crust is very bad. It seems like to eat like a pan brioche, Wonder Bread. The sauce is sweet and full of garlic. But really, it's just... Can I taste a mozzarella cheese? No. Can I taste asiago? No. Can I taste, I don't know, parmigiano? No. Could I eat another bite of this?
So what would you rate this out of 5?
0? Can I use 0? DiGiorno, change the recipe. Guys, don't buy. Don't buy.
The second pizza I picked today is Tony's. It's a staple, it's on every store shelf, but Ava's never tried it.
It's Tony's night. I like Tony. Tony, he looks fun. Pizza made with 100% real mozzarella cheese. Tony, I'm sorry. If this is the photo of the real mozzarella cheese, maybe you misunderstood the word mozzarella. Cook in between 17-19, so less than DiGiorno. Here I can see some different cheese. It's not like DiGiorno that it was all the same. Here I can tell that there are several cheese. Now, I don't know which kind of cheese they are. They are not really recognizable, but at least they are different. is not so thick as DiGiorno. Actually, this is pretty thin. From the bottom, I can say already that the dough has something that isn't right. Oh, Harper, it doesn't look promising. I can already tell that will be a piece of stone. It's a little bit burned. Here the crust does look very good. It's pretty hard. The crust, more than a pizza crust, it looks like a puffy pastry. It smells more garlicky than DiGiorno, which is not a good sign for me. Buon appetito! No way that you can call this a pizza. The taste is less garlicky than the smell. The crust reminds me a cracker.
What would you rate it out of 5?
Better than DiGiorno, without any doubt. So if DiGiorno was 0, I could give this like maybe 2.5.
Not bad.
No, because I said if you like to eat crackers with some tomato sauce, maybe this can work.
The next pizza I've chosen is one that I've actually never had before, but the name is too good. I need to know what this Southern Italian thinks of Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza.
It's something that here in America is famous like Sicilian pizza. But for us it's not a pizza, because the name of that product is sfincione. Secret recipe tomato sauce, and be sure we don't want to know. They put something on this pizza. It's not empty. Here we have a crust that is better than DiGiorno. It looks a little bit better than Tony's, but still, in my opinion, it has something wrong.
Before we continue, a quick word from today's video sponsor. If you've watched this channel much before, you probably know that Ava and I do not stick to a keto diet. We kind of end up like this guy when it comes to carbs. But we recognize that a lot of you guys are keto, and we always want to help our low-carb friends out. That's why we're happy to introduce you to Imi ramen noodles. The noodles are low-carb, so they're great for keto diets. They're also high in protein, up to 5 times more than other brands, which helps you stay full longer. They're plant-based, high fiber, dairy-free. They're pretty much good for everyone. They come in 3 great flavors: spicy beef, which is my favorite, tom yum shrimp, and black garlic chicken. Stay tuned for the end of the video because Ava's gonna share with you a recipe using Imi ramen noodles. Click the link below and use promo code PASTAGRAMMAR for free shipping on Imi's best-selling variety 6-pack. A big thank you to Imi for sponsoring today's video, and stick around for that recipe.
Also here, I noticed that there is a pattern of crunchy crust. That is not my favorite one, but it's more like this time it's a pie crust than a pizza crust. Screaming Sicilian. I hope that my Sicilian friend doesn't scream too much looking at it, but buon appetito. If I need to compare this to the others, this is better. There is something very, very sweet that just disturbed me. I don't know what is this.
It could be the secret tomato sauce recipe.
I didn't think about the secret tomato sauce. Maybe it's the secret tomato sauce that is, it doesn't work. The crust is not a good crust, but we are talking about a frozen pizza, so I wasn't expecting something, wow. But as I said before, if I need to compare this to DiGiorno or Tony's, I go for this one.
So what do you rate it?
I can give this without any problem 3.
My next pizza is the pizza that I chose for very personal reasons. It was my absolute favorite. I used to eat one of these maybe once a week when I was a teenager, maybe more. Newman's own 4-cheese pizza.
Thin and crispy pizza, so already is telling me that I'm expecting a sort of crackers. Here we have 4 cheese, and we have mozzarella, cheddar, parmesan, and Asiago. Whole milk mozzarella cheese, and this time the photo is the right photo. 10 10, 12 minutes. Okay, look, the bottom looks pretty good for a baking point of view. This pizza looks very flat. It's a little bit less burned than all the rest, which can be a good sign. So Harper, this was the pizza that you liked most as a child, teenager?
Yep, my absolute favorite.
So one thing I should say that is it looks like a little bit more pizza than all the rest, because the other slices, they were pretty flat.
Rigid?
Sì, rigid. This was like a little bit less. Buon appetito! Could I go back and buy this again? Maybe no. But guys, if you are into frozen pizza, this is the best. At least than DiGiorno, Tony's, Screaming Sicilian. So Harper, bravo. You had a good taste as a child. It's not bad.
Rating out of 5?
4.
I hate to backtrack, but the final pizza today is once again DiGiorno's. But it's a special DiGiorno's. It's DiGiorno's stuffed crust pizza. I just need to know what Ava thinks of this. Okay, I don't want to bias you at all, but I'm pretty sure that this is the pizza you're gonna hate the most. It's kind of a weird concept, and I have a feeling you're not gonna be a fan.
So the strange idea is the stuffed crust, Harper.
Yeah, so the crust is stuffed with cheese.
In Italy, we do pizza with stuffed crust. And actually, when I'm in Italy, if they have on the menu, I always go for a stuffed crust pizza, but with a very good, cheap ricotta. Crust stuffed with 2.5 feet of hot melty cheese, but with cheese. 18-20 because it's DiGiorno, so DiGiorno likes the pizza overcooked. There is nothing about cheese that they specify, so I'm looking for mozzarella, I'm looking for Parmigiano, I'm looking for what? Here the bottom is completely raw. The crust of DiGiorno is completely different from all the others. It doesn't look like before.
It doesn't look like the other DiGiorno?
No, because the other DiGiorno was rising in the oven. This doesn't. Okay, it doesn't smell bad. At least it smells like pepperoni and not like garlic. Here, the crust is very, very soft. But more than soft, I should say undercooked. It's cooked at the bottom. It can depend also from the oven, so they are justified for this. Here there is the cheese inside. No, it doesn't smell bad. Buon appetito! I think that DiGiorno, they need to call someone else who can develop for them a recipe for their pizza crust. It doesn't have a taste. It's like you are eating Wonder Bread, mushy Wonder Bread. It's strange. But I think that I should try the stuffed part. The stuffed part is better than this part. It's better because there is more cheese and less dough. So you don't really taste the dough. Oh, I need to understand which cheese is, because they don't say, but I need to understand. It hasn't any taste.
So is this better or worse than the original DiGiorno's?
Maybe a little bit better, but I'm saying that if it was a 0, here we are like 0.5,
So Ava, does this mean that if you had to eat frozen pizza, you'd go with the Newman's?
This means that if I want to eat frozen pizza, I make my own frozen pizza.
Do you think it's worth a flashback to show how you make frozen pizza?
Sì! This is a normal pizza dough that I made this morning. With this I'm going to make 2 pizzas. But feel free to make as big as you want your batch of pizza, so you will always have some pizza in your freezer. So now I'm pre-cooked my pizza for about 3-4 minutes at the maximum temperature of my oven. And as soon as the pizza starts to rise, I will take it out. So now our pizza is ready, but before we put it in our freezer, we need to let it cool down completely. It's very important that you cover the pizza with parchment paper, so in this way you can avoid the pizza stick to the aluminum foil or the plastic wrap.
It looks like a real pizza. Every kind of frozen pizza I've ever had has always been its own thing. It's like a cracker pizza or DiGiorno or something. It's not like a normal pizza. This is just a frozen pizza, a pizza that is frozen. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito!
Oh, wow. It's a pizza. That's definitely the best frozen pizza I've ever had. It's obviously slightly less convenient than just going to your grocery store and picking them up and throwing them in the freezer because you still have to make them. But you can make a huge batch of these and just always have pizza ready to go. You want a slice, don't you?
Sì, Harper, I'm waiting. Buon appetito! This is a good frozen pizza.
Guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know down below, what's your favorite frozen pizza? Did we miss one of your go-tos? Give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Thank you to Imi Ramen for sponsoring today's video. I like to show you a recipe that I always make with the spicy beef flavor. All I need is tomatoes, basil, honey, and balsamic vinegar. Believe it or not, this recipe is not an Italian, but a friend of mine who is Japanese gave to me. So, buon appetito! Visit the link in the description and use the code PASTAGRAMMAR for free shipping.